Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing a try-on makeup haul with you guys. So I shared some things that I bought at Ulta and Sephora recently a few videos ago, and I told you I was going to use them in a video. So we're using tons of new things today. We have some MAC, we have some Essence, we have the new Essence eyeshadow, we have a new bronzer from Dior, and a few other things too. So if you're interested in new makeup and how I got this look, please keep watching. If you're new, my name is Blair. I do drugstore and high-end makeup content here on my channel. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. And you guys, I'm so excited for this video, so let's go ahead and get started. I have some new things that I got recently at Ulta and Sephora. I shared a haul video and I said I would be trying a bunch of these things in upcoming videos. So we're going to try not everything I shared in my haul, but a lot of the things. And the first thing is probably what I'm most excited about, but I'm also kind of nervous about this, but I recently got the MAC Face and Body Foundation. So this is the new version, the Studio Radiance Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. I got this shade in number 1. I talked about this in my haul, but I had the original Face and Body years ago, and I don't remember a lot about it, but I know it was not a favorite for me. It was definitely too dark, and I just remember not liking it. I don't really remember why. I know now that I've kind of researched and I've been watching videos about this that you're supposed to use this with your hands, preferably. That's kind of where the magic supposedly happens. And I got this because I was watching Alexa Blake here on YouTube. I love her. I watch all of her videos, but she has been raving about how much she loves Face and Body, and it always looks good on her. So I decided that I wanted to try it again, and I wanted to try a new shade with the newer formula. So N1 in the store looked like a good shade match for me. So hopefully it is. Yeah, that looks like it'll be a good shade. So it's obviously very, very thin and watery. And what I do remember about it is it gets kind of tacky feeling when you start blending it in, but it's supposed to be buildable. So we're going to test that out, and I'm going to do something that I never do, which is use my hands, because that's what seems to apply this foundation the best, just based on videos that I've seen. So we're going to try this, and then, I don't know, we will see what happens. So I'm going to take some. I have no idea how much of this to use. I'm just going to take that. And I've seen people say you really have to like rub it in between your fingers and like warm it up. Ooh, okay. So I immediately feel it already starting to kind of get tacky. Ooh, the feel of this actually kind of reminds me of a less oily version of my Ilia skin tint, but it's not as, that Ilia skin tint is it's pretty thick, I would say, and oily, but the feel of it with your hands kind of reminds me of this. I gotta say, right off the bat, the finish is really pretty. It's very, very pretty. So as you can see, you can still see redness peeking through, obviously, because this is a very sheer foundation. But I've seen several people say that you can build this up, but you have to let it dry in between layers. So I'm going to give this just a minute or two to kind of set down on my skin, and then we'll go back and see if we can build this up at all. Okay, so it's been about 3-ish minutes, and I feel like it's pretty dried down now. So people are not kidding when they say this looks like skin. It literally looks just like skin, just like it. It does not look like makeup at all, at all. And it does have that radiance to it, but it's not like it doesn't look like a radiant foundation. It just looks like skin that is radiant, if that makes sense. But let's try and add some more of this. So I'm trying to decide if I want to use a brush or if I want to try my hands again. I think I'm going to try my hands first and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go in with some more. This is definitely the thinnest feeling foundation I've ever tried. So I'm just gonna kind of tap it and then I'll lightly start rubbing it in. So I feel like it did build up a little bit in the cheek area. I'm gonna give this a minute or two to kind of sit again. My skin always gets more red when I rub it, so I want to give it a minute to kind of calm down a little bit and then we'll take a look. Okay, so I zoomed you in a little bit more so you can see. So that second layer definitely did add some coverage, but you still see the redness on my cheeks peeking through right here, which I expected. I will say though, for such a watery product, the coverage is much better than I thought it was going to be. It's very pretty. I love the finish of it. I'm thinking I'm going to try to build this up and see what happens. I was going to say I'll use a brush, but I feel like I can see what people are talking about with how it works, and it definitely does kind of have to warm up on your face. And I feel like the warmth of your fingers is going to be the best way to go with that. I am going to take a little bit more on my hand, and this time I'm not going to rub it on both hands. I'm just going to take it and start working it in. Okay, yeah, I think it did add a little bit more. Still it peeks through, but that's okay. I'm going to take a bit more on this cheek and we will rub this in. I totally see what everyone is saying about it feels like nothing. It feels like skincare, honestly. I feel like you're rubbing in skincare. And I'm just gonna go around my face with my hands one more time with whatever is left. I do think this color is perfect for me, so that was problem number one for sure. A few years ago, I'm pretty sure I had like, I want to say it was C number 2 maybe, and it was way too warm and it was way too dark on me. But this color looks really good. Okay, so I just put on some corrector and now we're gonna try a new concealer. I got the Pure Push-Up 4-in-1 Sculpting Concealer at Ulta the other day. This one is in the shade LN number 6. And this says, ideal for all skin types, medium to full coverage, 4-in-1 sculpting concealer, blends out seamlessly, helps to cover a look of imperfections while brightening the appearance of the under eye area. So this was on my list for a while. This is one of those things that every time I would go into Ulta, I would go over and look at this, and every time I would convince myself, Blair, you don't need it, and I didn't get it, but I had a weak moment and I got it. So this is what it looks like. And this is the most unique packaging ever. So it has this button that you push and it pops out, which is so interesting to me. But I feel like nobody talks about Pure. Is that just me? I feel like I think I've only heard one person mention this concealer, and it was Kelly Gooch. I'm pretty sure she said that she did like this. Other than that, I have not seen anyone talk about this, and I'm pretty sure this is a pretty new product from them. So I'm excited to try it. So this, like I said, is the shade LN6, and it looked to me in the store like a pretty good shade match for me. Okay, it feels very, very hydrating. The consistency feels very liquidy, very hydrating. And then to close this, you just stick it back in and it snaps, which is kind of cool. Okay, I'm tapping this in with my Sigma F03. Oh yeah, this is definitely a good shade for me. I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when I'm in like Ulta or Sephora and I am looking at a newer product and I swatch it, it's kind of like I'll look at a color and instantly I'll be like, that looks like it would match me perfectly. And that's how I felt about this concealer match. I saw it when I swatched it on my hand and I immediately thought, that looks like a good color for me. Does anyone else do that? I also do that sometimes with clothes, like a pair of jeans or something. Sometimes I'll see something hanging somewhere and I'll just look at it and think, those look like they would fit me. Am I the only person that does that? I feel like I can't be. So this reminds me, looks-wise, of the Lancome Tint Idol Concealer, but this one seems to have a little more coverage. That's kind of my main observation with the Lancome one is it is very hydrating. Like I said, this one feels that way too, but I think it's at best a medium coverage. I don't think you're gonna get any more out of that. But this gives pretty good coverage just with the first layer here. And it definitely, as of right now, has more of, I would say, a little bit of a luminous finish, which is interesting. I'm gonna take just a little bit more. I also feel like this color would work on my face as well. Like as a spot concealer, the color looks like a very good match. Now, I'm gonna leave that and I'm not gonna set it with powder just yet. I want to use a powder foundation. Like I said earlier, I was kind of in a MAC mood when I was at Ulta the other day, and I decided to try the Studio Fix powder foundation, and I got the shade NC25. I feel like I'm one of the only people that has not tried this. I feel like this is like a cult favorite. This is what it looks like, so I'm wondering if I should go over my face with it and see how much coverage it adds. Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm thinking I'm gonna use this brush. This is what I use for my Bare Minerals powder foundation. It's the Alima Pure Foundation Brush. I don't know what brush people oh, it actually comes with a sponge too. I never use this kind of thing. I kind of want to try it though. Okay, I got some on here. I am not familiar with this at all. I have no idea how people use these, but okay, is it just me or did that cover up a lot of that redness I had right there? Oh, look at that. Oh. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that at all. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit more. So funny, you know how a lot of powders I feel like come with these, but I'm always like, oh, I would never use that. All right, I want to try the brush now and see what happens. So I'm just gonna kind of dunk it in there. And this is how I apply my Bare Minerals. I just kind of tap it on, or I guess I kind of stipple it on. Wow, that looks really, really nice. And it's not taking away the luminosity totally, it's just kind of toning it down a little bit. I'm gonna take a bit more and just kind of stipple this in. I mean, this looks so good. I mean, it looks so natural, but it's covered. Oh my goodness. So you guys, the concealer has also set down a little bit. It's definitely not as luminous as it looked, and I almost wonder if I don't need to set this because it looks like it's set, but it also still has a very hydrated look to it. It doesn't look dry at all. Maybe I'll use a little bit of powder under one eye. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a little bit of powder. This is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. And I'm gonna put just a little bit right under the eye on the right side. And then I'm gonna leave the left side with nothing, and we'll just see how it looks at the end of the video. Okay, so I'm torn because I have two new bronzers and I'm not sure which one I want to use. So I got the Dior Forever Natural Bronzer in the shade number 4. And I thought originally I was going to use this, but I also got one of the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powders in medium tan. And I got the MAC one because Alexa Blake, who also influenced this purchase, was using this in a video the other day as a bronzer, and it looks so pretty on her. Maybe we'll use Dior first, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll use a little bit of MAC too. So this is what the Dior bronzer looks like. So this is the lightest shade. It's shade number 4. And look at this pretty quilted packaging. I think I'm going to use this BK Beauty 104 or actually I don't think this is a bronzer brush. I think it's supposed to be for powder, but I'm going to use it for the bronzer. So this is a very light bronzer. I feel like I swatched the next shade up and it looked like it would be a little too dark for me, especially in like the winter time when I don't have any color at all. So that's why I went with number 4. But now I'm wondering if maybe I could have gone with shade number 5. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of liking how subtle this is. Okay, this bronzer has a very floral smell to it, which I guess it smells like Dior's foundations now that I think about it, but I kind of wish they would stop with all the fragrance and things. I just don't understand why they brands feel the need to do that all the time, but I actually kind of like how subtle this is. This is like a true natural looking bronzer. It does not look like, oh, she just applied a ton of bronzer on her face. You know how sometimes if you go really, really dark with bronzer, like to the point where it looks very unnatural, it can start to look very just artificial, you know what I mean? Yeah, even the brush is starting to smell florally. Okay, so there it is. Okay, that's really pretty though. It's very, very silky. The texture of it is very, almost velvety is what it feels like. Okay, now I'm really liking this color now that I look at it on my face. Pretty. I like this. I don't know if I should add the MAC one because I don't want to go like too overboard with the bronzer. No, I think I'll save the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish for another video. I don't want this to get too warm and bronzy. But this, very pretty. I do wish it didn't have that scent though. Okay, for a blush, I thought I only had one, but then I realized, no, Blair, you have 2, because I got the Hourglass Holiday Palette, the Lighting Edit Universe. So I'll open this up and show it to you. So this is what it looks like. I kind of talked about this in my haul video, but I had no intention of buying this holiday palette from Hourglass this year. I've bought them the past 2 years and I was like, you know what? I don't need another one. I'm not going to buy it. And then I went in Sephora, saw it in person, and here we are. So this is the lighter color. They do have a deeper one this year, thank goodness. Or I got this. This is from LA Girl. This is the Just Blushing blush in Just Natural. I got this because of Alexa Blake also. She was using this in a recent video and I haven't tried anything from LA Girl except their lip liners, and I really like those. I think I want to use this. I think I might save the blush in here for something else, and we'll use the highlighter in here maybe. But I really want to try this from LA Girl. It looks like it's just a really pretty natural peachy pink. So I'm going to use just, oh, look how much just came on. I barely tapped. I like barely tapped in the blush. Okay, that's pretty. Very, very subtle, but very, very pretty. Ooh, I like that. A lot of product comes off because I literally just tapped once in this blush, and you can see a good bit comes off. That is so pretty. It's very subtle, but in a good way. Like you can see just enough. That is nice. The color kind of reminds me of the, what is it called? The MAC Glow Play blush in So Natural. Is that right? Yeah, this is Just Natural, and the MAC one is So Natural, I think is the color. That's what this color reminds me of. I kind of want to use the blushes in this Hourglass palette too, but I really like how this looks. I really don't want to change it. So I think we'll just do the highlighter in the palette, which is right here. This is, what is this called? Supernatural Strobe Light. It's pretty subtle. I wouldn't say it's like a super intense highlight. Take a little bit down my nose, a little bit on my chin. So something different this year with this palette is they have this larger pan of the Infinity powder, which I cannot remember if that came out this year or if it was last year. I want to say it was in 2020 they came out with the Infinity powder. And I think it was supposed to be like a mix between their ambient powders and their ambient highlighters as a finishing powder, I think. But I never tried that, and I haven't tried this one, so I'm not sure. But that was something different in the palette this year. So this LA Girl blush at Ulta was originally $5.99, but then it says 20% off select item sale, and then I had points that I used on top of that, and then I also had a coupon. I think I had like 15 off $50 or something. That's what I love about Ulta. You can like stack promotions. So I paid 25 cents. I paid 25 cents for this blush, and wow, was that worth it. All right, you guys, now we're gonna try out this from Colourpop. I got this at Ulta. This is their Feather Effect Styling Wax. So I'm very curious to see how this compares to the Patrick Ta one that I love. I was just looking it up on the Colourpop website because I wanted to make sure I was using it right, and it does say you activate this with a setting spray, which you do with the Patrick Ta one as well. So I'm very excited to try this. I didn't realize Ulta sold this. I thought you had to get this from Colourpop, but the Ulta I went to did have this, and this is the clear one. It does come in a tinted version as well, but I wanted to try the clear first. So I'm gonna take a disposable spoolie. They had their spoolie in their brow brush with this, but I would just rather use a disposable. I don't know. I have other brow brushes, and when I use them over and over, kind of starts to build up in your eyebrows. So you really have to wash it like every few times, and it's just kind of a pain. So we're gonna do the disposable, and I'm gonna use MAC Fix Plus. So I'm just gonna do one spray. Okay, this consistency of it looks similar to Patrick Ta. Let's try this out. Ooh. My reaction to new makeup is hilarious, even to myself. Okay, that feels very similar to the Patrick Ta. I'm gonna go back through and brush them up. All right, the consistency when you brush through feels very similar. They feel very slicked down, like almost laminated. So I kind of want to see how they dry down and see if it's similar to the Patrick Ta, because the Patrick Ta one feels laminated, but you can still kind of brush through them slightly with a spoolie even after they dry. You guys, this, I mean, this feels very similar to the Patrick Ta. Okay, so I'm trying to brush back through them now. They definitely feel a little bit more stiff than the Patrick Ta makes them feel. That's not as easy to brush through with this. But other than that, the feel of it, the look of it is very, very similar. So I'm going to take my brow pencil. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow, and I'm going to fill them in and we'll see how they look. I cannot believe this video. I don't know that I've tried this many things new at one time that are really impressing me all at once. But okay, my brows look exactly how I like them. Very fluffy, filled in, but natural looking. That's exactly what I like. And you guys, I don't know 100%, but this may be the new Patrick Ta Brow Wax. Wow, this was, I think, $9. Let me check, yeah, $9, and the Patrick Ta one, I think, is like $30. We'll see if it holds them like this, but if it does, we may have a new favorite here. Okay, I just applied a little bit of eye primer, and now, once again, I have a few different new eye products, and I don't know which one to use, so I got the new Charlotte Tilbury Smoky Eye Palette. I got the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette of Pearls, and then I got one of the new Essence little eyeshadow palettes with the greens. This is the Dancing Green eyeshadow palette. I'm thinking I should use this, and then I'll probably do these in their own video. I don't know, I wasn't really planning to go green today, but I kind of want to use this and see how it works. So let's go into this. These are, I believe, like $5, $6. Let me look it up. Oh no, $3.99. Okay, $3.99. Wow. You can get them on Ulta. I think there's 4 or 5 different color stories. This is the one that spoke to me the most, but they had a mauve purple one, they had a bluish toned one, they had a bronzy one. There were a bunch of different ones, but I really want to use this. I've never tried Essence eyeshadow before, so I'm really excited to try this. So we're gonna go into this shade, which is kind of a matte taupey brown, and this is called Watch That Scene. They do have names on the back. So I'm gonna go into that shade, and we'll put this in as the crease color. Ooh, okay, that's a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be. Okay, that color blended really well. All right, now let's see. Let's go in with the matte green. So this deep green, this one is called Night is Young. And this should be interesting. Sometimes darker shades like this can be a little iffy. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that on this What's Up Beauty R102 brush. And I'm gonna put this in the outer corner. Okay, that's pretty pigmented. It's a pretty color. So I'm gonna use this brush to kind of place this color where I want it, and then we'll kind of blend it out. All right, I'm just gonna take a blending brush. I did not put any additional shadow on. I'm just kind of using it to kind of blend this out just a little bit. I definitely think this green, this dark green, is a little bit difficult to work with. It's not really difficult, but it's not super, super easy to blend. You definitely kind of have to work with it a little bit, which I'm not surprised by, but it's not bad. The color is very pretty. All right, now I'm gonna go into this dark green glitter shade right here. So this is called Rock Music, and I think I'm gonna use my finger with this, and I'm gonna tap it kind of a little over from the center of the lid and bring it over to that outer corner. That shade is pretty, not a ton of impact though. Like the shimmer is there, but it's pretty subdued. It's not like a wow, look at that shimmer, you know what I mean? And normally if you're gonna get that kind of shimmer, you get it with your finger, to me, more easily than with a brush. But the color is very pretty. All right, now I'm gonna go back into the first blending brush that we used, and I'm gonna go back into that first shade, and I'm holding my brush very far out and just blending just a little bit more. And then, okay, I'm trying to decide which green shimmer I want to go in with next. Do I want to do this one, which is a little bit of a lighter, kind of almost a minty green, or do I want to go in with this one, which is more, a little more of a goldish kind of green? I kind of want to do that one. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. This is called Only 17. I'm going to use my finger again. Okay, this one right off the bat has more impact in terms of the shimmer than the deeper shimmer we used. Okay, yeah, that one's really pretty. I bet that would be pretty actually just all over the lid. So we'll do the same thing. Oh yeah, that shade is very, very pigmented, very, very shimmery. So we'll go into this shade right here. This is called You Can Dance. And I'll put a little bit of this under the brow bone. All right, I'm gonna go back into the transition shade we used with tiny little pencil brush and put this on the bottom lash line. I think I'm just gonna take that green we haven't used. This is called Feel the Beat. Yeah. Okay, so this is even lighter. This is almost like a silvery green. And I'm just gonna tap a bit of that on the inner portion of the lid too. And then I'm gonna go into that light cream and put this on the inner corner. Okay, that cream shade, this one right here, that one is pretty lackluster to me. There's not a whole lot of pigment. Yeah, because you can't see much in the inner corner, and you also can't see much under the brow with that shade. So that's just something to note. I'm gonna quickly do just a little more of a blend here. Okay, here are my thoughts on this Essence palette. This eye look looks fantastic. It was not the easiest to work with though. You have to kind of blend the mattes, especially that dark green. This one right here, it's definitely blendable. Like, it's not so patchy you can't work with it, but you definitely have to work to blend it a little bit. But I'm not surprised by that. That's very typical even of more expensive eyeshadows that are deep, dark colors like that. But you can work with it. I will say these shimmers are okay. The most impressive one is this one in the corner to me. This kind of middle greenish gold shimmer, which is called Only 17. This one is so pretty. That one, very, very impressive. Like I said, I kind of want to try putting that all over my lid just to see what it would look like. But overall, I really love how this looks. I love the color story. I think this is what I'm always trying to find in palettes. I love a green palette. I feel like you just don't see it that often, but these colors, beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. The quality is not top notch, but for $3.99, I have to take into consideration that it's $3.99. It's $4. $4, this is very impressive. Very curious if you guys have tried these. I might even get some of the other ones just to try them out, but I do really love this green eyeshadow together. I think it's so pretty. So I actually do not have a new mascara, so I'm gonna quickly put on some mascara and then we'll come back and finish up with the lips. Actually, you guys, one more thing I just remembered. I got this from Charlotte Tilbury, and I was gonna wait and use this in the Charlotte Tilbury video, but I'm gonna use it in this video too, just because it goes with this eye look. So I got one of the Magic liner duos, and this is in Green Lights. So you get a double-ended eyeliner. You have a metallic green over here, and then you have a matte green on this side. And I mean, the colors go so well with my eyes. I feel like I need to use a little bit of this. Just realized my camera stopped recording again, but all I did was line the outer half of my lash line, and then I took my BK Beauty 208 and pulled it out just slightly. You can barely even tell, but I'm just gonna do the other eye. I'm gonna take a little bit of the other end, which is the more metallic side, and I'm gonna put this on the outer half of the lower lash line. And then I'm just gonna take that same pencil brush we used earlier and just kind of blend it out a little. Let's finish this video up with the lips. I feel like I've been filming for a very long time, so this is probably gonna be a long video, but I have a few new lip products. The first thing is this Huda Beauty lip liner. This is one of the Lip Contour 2.0 lip liners. This one is in Sandy Beige. So this is what it looks like, and it's just a really pretty light nude. So I'm gonna go in with this. I really like this formula. It's really creamy. All right, and then I have two lip products. I have this new, or it's not new, but the color is new to me. It's the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline in Topaz. So supposedly this color is a dupe for the Fenty Gloss Bomb in Fussy. So I got this because of that, but I also got the Dior Lip Glow in Rosewood. But I'm thinking the Maybelline gloss may go better with this look overall. So I think I'll save the Dior gloss and we'll go in with this one. And just looking at it, the color does look exactly like the Fenty Gloss Bomb. Okay, yeah. It really does look like Fussy. And the smell of these is incredible if you've never tried them. Oh, no, one more thing, you guys. I got this from Morphe. I have never tried the Continuous Setting Mist. Okay, so this, I remember this now. No wonder. It's called the Continuous Mist because as soon as you press it, it just keeps coming out. It's not like you have to press it over and over for it to continue to come out. Feels very nice. It does have a smell. It's not super overpowering. It smells really good, actually. And that is going to be it for this video. I wanted to kind of quickly go over my thoughts on these products that we tried. So overall, very impressed with this look. I am pleasantly surprised. The first thing that really stands out is this. I am very intrigued by. I liked it initially before we added the powder foundation on top. I think if you're someone who has not a whole lot of pigment to cover on your face and you haven't tried this, you would probably love this. I find it very hard to believe there are many people that would not like this because truly it looks just like skin. Just like skin. The people that I've seen say that 100% agree with that. But then when I put the MAC powder on top, it just like kicked it up 10 notches for me. It's like it added the coverage, but I get to keep that luminosity, that really pretty skin, luminous finish from the face and body. So these two together may be a new favorite combo because I'm looking up close in this little mirror here and it looks so good. So good. Oh my goodness. And the concealer, so if you remember, we put powder on this eye. We did not put powder on this eye. I'm gonna get up really close so hopefully you can see. Honestly, the two sides don't look that different. The side with powder looks good and the side without powder looks good. This also might be something new that I really like because the color is perfect and it looks really good so far under my eyes. The bronzer, love it. Very, very bougie, but let's be honest, it's very pricey. I think it was $48 for that bronzer. And I do really like it. Probably didn't need it, but I think it's pretty. If you want to spend money on a bougier bronzer, I think this is nice. I do really like the color. I was kind of unsure at first, but now that I look with the rest of my makeup on, I really like this pretty subtle bronze color. And this was in the shade number 4. This, you guys, absolutely love this. If you like more neutral, subtle blushes, or if you like kind of reminds me of Buxom Seychelles, but it's not glowy like this one is. The color kind of reminds me of this though, but look how pretty it is. So nice. Love this. You should definitely try these out. I think they had like 2 or 3 more colors of these, but really, really like this. Now, you guys, my eyebrows, obviously this is the first time I've used this. I don't know how this will hold up throughout the day, but this is way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought there is no way this is going to be even close to a contender with the Patrick Ta one, but honestly, my brows look really good. They look really good, and this is $9. So excited. I can't wait to keep using that. I will definitely keep you guys updated on all these things in my next speed reviews video. It'll be coming in the next few weeks, and I'll give you more updated thoughts on these things. The eyeshadow palette. I love these colors. Like, I think this looks so good, but it did take some work to get this. So if you don't mind blending and you love green, I think this is 100% worth $3.99. But just keep in mind, it's not the easiest in terms of blending. So if you struggle with blending, you might want to steer clear of this because you do have to kind of work with it. But I love the colors overall. I think a few of the shades could be a little bit better, particularly this cream shade here. Not much pigment to this at all. It's a little underwhelming. I feel like this one should have been a little bit better. And then these two glittery shades are decent. This one is fantastic. This row I really like, even though this dark green was a little hard to work with, but I like how this turned out. I mean, you guys let me know what you think, but I really like the eyes. If you like greens, I might look into this one. Love the eye pencil. Again, I've only used it once, but I do like how it applied. It was very creamy. Love the color. And then the lip combo, I already knew I liked these lip liners. I just wanted another color. I really like it with this Topaz gloss, which I also knew I liked this formula. So these were just new colors for me. But overall, you guys, I'm very impressed with these things. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want to see the Charlotte Tilbury palettes, they're coming in another video, and so is the Hourglass palette. If you want to see those will be coming soon. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair01. I'll see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.